Hey you guys, I have another dream I want to kind of share with you guys. It's another kind of, I would say, personal dream, if you will. It's not really, okay, so it's a personal dream, but I feel like it can help other people. So this is how it happened. I was just walking through a doorway, something really simple, and then I walked into this room, and in this room was like like a boxing ring. It was a boxing ring, and there was two people in this boxing ring, and they were fighting, like they were going at it. And I'm looking at this fight like, wow. I'm like, this is a vicious fight. I'm like, I'm glad I'm not in it. And then as soon as I said that, the girl, it was like a girl. She was like in all black or whatever. And there was another girl like in regular clothing. The girl in all black jumped up in the air and like did a Superman punch to this girl's jaw. Like she almost looked like she broke her jaw. And I was just like, I was looking at this and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm so glad that's not me. I was like, imagine the hit out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, I become that chick. And I see this girl in all black jump up in the air and come to Superman punch me in my jaw. I get punched in the jaw. I'm sorry, it's kind of funny now. At first, I was very upset when I woke up. I was very angry because at heart, I'm a brawler. Like, I really am. And that's something God has been working on with me, like just getting that, like, all my anger and everything out. So I got hit in the face. It's such a personal blow. I got hit in the face, and immediately I grabbed my jaw and I looked at this woman and I knew that she wasn't fully human. I looked at her in the face because it's like nobody could hit like that. Like nobody could hit like that. I don't care. You can get Money Mayweather, anybody. Nobody could hit like this chick hit. I looked at her and I was like, I didn't ask her name, none of that. I said, "What are you?" Like seriously, what are you? Because you just almost taste blood in my mouth. Like, what are you? And so she just kind of smiled and laughed. And then that's when I just got up because I'm like, the fighter in me got up. Like, you're not about to just get away with just hitting me like that. You can't just hit me like that. So I got up and we continued to fight. We're fighting and we're fighting and we're fighting. And then I started to get exhausted and tired of fighting her. Like, she just won't go away. I'm just like, what is wrong with you? And so she, like, I don't know if I pulled out a knife or she pulled out a knife. I think she did. She pulled out a knife and she stabbed me. And she stabbed me like all up in here, all around my throat and my chest. And I felt it. Just like I felt the punch in my face, I felt that freaking stab wounds. And so I back up because then I could really taste blood in my mouth. And then I feel it on my hands and I'm like, I'm backing up and she's like on the ground. She's on the ground, but she pulled out a knife out of nowhere and started stabbing me with it. So I back up off of her and I'm like, I'm touching my neck and my chest trying to cover the wound, and I'm thinking to myself like, oh no, like is this it? Is this really it? But then at the same time I'm like, God, no, this can't be it. I'm not, I can't die like this. I'm not about to die like this. And to me at the time, it feels so real because I feel the pain and I feel the blood and everything. And so the girl, she thinks it's over with. She thinks that she won the fight, so she gives me the knife. And it was just like, it looked like a kitchen knife. Like, get a kitchen knife from. So she gives me a kitchen knife and she tells me, you might as well go ahead and finish it because you're already done. Go ahead, finish it. Finish cutting your throat for yourself. And I'm like, for myself, like, what would I? And I'm holding this knife in my hand and I'm holding my neck, and I'm guessing she's expecting me to cut my throat. That's not about to happen, boo. And I'm thinking, I'm like, God, like, help me. Like, I can't do this alone. Like, I can't end up fighting this chick. And she had on so much black and black nails and black hair and pale skin and black eyes. She looked like a witch. Like, she really did. She looked like a witch. And so when when I started calling on God a little bit, that's when my wound started to heal, right? And then I had like an out of body experience, and I was on the outside of the ring, and I saw my body healing, and I saw the knife in my hand change from a knife to a sword, and I saw myself, my clothes change. They weren't regular clothes anymore. They were armor. Like, I had on armor. My armor was like, it was silver with like gold trimming. It was so pretty. It was so pretty. It had like little swirls on it and everything. Like, it was really nice. I had armor. And so like I had a shield too. And at the time in the dream, I was like, this is so goofy. Like, why do I have this on? And this chick just stabbed me in the throat. Like, I didn't realize what that meant at the time. So I'm still on the outside looking in, and I see myself battling this chick now with a shield, a sword. I got my helmet on, I got my breastplate, I got everything. I am dressed, and I'm fighting this girl, and she is now she can't harm me. She can't do anything to me. She's falling everywhere trying to get away from me, and I'm like, no, it's about to go down. But and so, like, she sees that she's losing this fight and she's losing the battle. So she jumps out of the ring and runs. And I chase after her because I'm like, I can't stay in this dark place anymore. I need to leave. So when I start to chase after her, that's when I break through the same door that she breaks through. And then she goes to a different one. And so I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, so where do I get out? Where do I get out? I was like, I can't stay in here anymore. And so that's when she comes back with, like, this evil, like, demon-looking child. I'm like, what is, that's not a child. It really wasn't a child. It's just like she just had it in her arms, and it was just so freaky. Like, what the? So she came up to me and she put the thing on the ground and then started to charge at me. I had to stab at the joint. No, we're not about to play them games, you know. And so I'm fighting a little demon thing that she had sent after me because she decided she didn't want to fight me anymore. And when I'm fighting this demon thing, that's when it sees that I'm more powerful than it, and so it goes back to the witch. And so when it goes back to the witch, she picks it up and she starts like walking, like, you know how like what's Scooby Doo? What's the girl in the orange? Velma. When Velma's walking, like, her legs are moving really fast, but she's like moving slow. That's how it kind of was with her. Like, she was moving fast, but she was moving slow at the same time. But she was making headway, like she was going somewhere. And so I'm following her, and she like goes through one door, and then she goes through another door, she goes through another door, and I'm going through each door she's going through, because I'm like, wherever you going, I'm going, because I'm going to destroy you, and I'm going to get out of here. And she's telling me, as I'm thinking I'm going to get out of here, she tells me, you're not leaving. I'm not going to let you leave. And so she's trying to outrun me. And so that's when she gets to this door and she runs through it and she shuts it behind her. And you know what? I go, like, instead of going through that door, because I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to follow you anymore. I'm not going to do this game. I'm not going to play this game with you. So I turn to my left and I see a window with bars on it. And I climb the window with bars and I use my sword to break the window. And when I break the window, I, like, for some reason I'm able to pull the bars apart, and then, or no, I climb over the bars because it stopped at a certain point. And then it was like the rest was a window. So I break the window and I get through the window and I'm on this roof. And when I get on this roof, I walk to the front. I'm sorry, my camera keeps doing that. It does what it wants. You know, it zooms in and out. And I really wanted to focus, but it just won't do it. I try to fix it, just never. Oh, well, thank you. So I get to the roof, and then when I get to the roof, I see her, and she's walking, and she looks upset at the fact that I made it out. And so, like, I jump to another roof because I'm like, I'm going to get this chick. So I jump to the next roof, and then I see her looking at me, and when she's looking at me, she's like, it's creepy because, okay, I don't. This was the disgusting part to me because it was just so nasty. She looked at me, and then she kept looking. Like, she was walking, like, this way, like, away from me, and she kept looking at me like an owl. You know how an owl's, like, head just keeps turning? And she had, like, the creepy smile on her face, but she had worry in her eyes because she knew that I was going to get her. She knew that she wasn't going to get away from me, but she had a smile on her face as a front. It was like a her teeth weren't like sharp like her teeth were sharp like shark's teeth. She had like shark's teeth, and her smile stopped to right here, very inhuman. And her eyes were glossy and black, but she had like I knew that she was worried. Like I could tell from the emotion in her eyes. But she had the little demon child or thing in her hands, and she was walking away from me, and she just kept turning her head, turning her head, turning her head. So her head was at the back of her, like at the back. And then she kept looking at me, and she was going because she wanted to make sure that I stayed in the same place, because she knew if I came after her she would die. And so she just wanted to try to keep me in that one spot, like keep her eyes on me just in case she had to break out running. And so I'm looking at her, and I'm like, what, I'm not worried about you. And I'm standing there, and I'm just like, I'm shaking my head, and I'm just like, I'm thanking God for allowing me to get out of there. And I look at the sky, and I see the sun break through. I see the sun break through like the sun was just rising. It was so pretty, all the different colors. And then like the sun came on me, and I felt like this warmth on my face and on my body. And it was just like the armor was just glistening. It was just one of those dreams. It was like seriously, if you have any type of spiritual attack by anybody, you should fight. You cannot let them win. You cannot let them destroy you, because you don't know what's going to happen. I've had so many dreams where I had to fight off the enemy, and it's just like you have to be prepared. That's why in my other video I was talking about the full armor of God. That is so detrimental to a Christian. It's not even funny. When I woke up I didn't realize that that's what I had on. I just thought I was having on some goofy armor, and I kept repeating the story over and over to so many different people. And as I did that, one day I sat down, because then I reread Ephesians, and I saw the full armor of God, and I realized that that's what I had on. And you have to have that to be able to fight anybody. Otherwise, you will be wounded like I was wounded. But if you call on God, He will heal you. And if you ask for the full armor, He will give it to you. And then you will be able to have the strength to fight the enemy in the name of Jesus. I just pray that whoever watches this video realizes that if they're having demonic attacks or spiritual attacks by witches or whatever, that you can win the fight. You can get out of that dark place, and you can be able to reach and see the sun again. You will make it, okay? And I have other dreams I'm just going to upload about fighting demonic spirits, because you have to know your word. You have to have faith. You know what I'm saying? That's what the armor is all about. You have the helmet of salvation. You have the shield of faith. You have the sword of the word, or the Bible. You have the belt of truth, the shoes of peace, and the breastplate of righteousness. Okay? It's so detrimental. You must, okay? And I'm gonna pray for y'all. Um, I'm just praying for y'all, because it's just gonna get worse, um, in the day and age that we're in, because we are, I feel, living in the last days, and you have to be prepared for spiritual attacks. Okay, have a have a good day. God bless.